excited about another signing class here. Getting going in 2026. The majority of this class has already been in. It's semester. Got 18 of them in it semester, and we're in our third week of off season here. So guys have been working their tails off and really kind of setting the stage and setting the tone for 2026. And added 7 more high school signees today. Still working on one. There's still one we're working on right now. Hopefully by the end of the day we can add one more to that group. But again, felt like we hit our needs. Still going through the process here of balancing out the roster. We knew it was going to take a couple of cycles, so that's why you're seeing a small amount of high school young men, and then filling in some needs there with some upperclassmen. But again, guys have been working hard and really just starting from scratch, starting new, and really focusing right now off season on building this culture, building the chemistry, and building that bond between the guys. And about a month out from spring ball to get ready.
Coach, what was the top priority for you guys as far as position to replace? I mean, obviously you lost 2 top receivers, and Ismael Smith-Flores. Was pass catchers something you put an emphasis on?
Yeah, we feel like again we've got good guys, we got good young guys. So again, we're always we still believe our staff in recruiting and developing. So we've got good guys that got game experiences back up. So for those guys that left, it was filling in that class. So definitely a couple of receivers in that upper class, a tight end in that upper class, but really feel confident. Again, even with quarterback. Not necessarily, we weren't trying to go find a starting quarterback. We feel good about the quarterbacks we have, our young guys, and they're developing well, and they deserve an opportunity. But we are going to have 2 sophomores, 2 freshmen, so we needed to add an upperclassman. So Garrett fit that mold for us with 1 more year. But again, the job's open, as every job's open, so an opportunity to come in and compete. But felt like, again, we still needed to add some size on both sides of the lines. And kind of just feeling we still got some guys to replace on the back end, which we may look to after spring as well.
I know last time you guys were recruiting, you said that one of the things was that people were using that as a knock on you guys, were, hey, it's going to take a while to win there. What was this recruiting cycle like for you guys, and meeting with those transfers and these freshmen and showing them, hey man, this is what we did year 1 and this is what we plan to do going forward?
Yeah, well, we really didn't have to advertising. They knew, they knew about they knew what we had. They knew the game day atmosphere. They've seen everything unfold down here, and obviously they saw where we finished and how we stacked up. And so that right there was kind of just the last piece we needed. And once you get them down here and see the facilities and see the just continued support with season ticket sales and everything they're talking about. So it made it nice. We were very selective and got guys we want. We turned some guys away, but it's about still finding the right guys to fit our culture, fit our mold, and finding those tough competitors that love to work and compete.
Now, Coach, talking about that, finding the right guys to come in with this culture, building this culture here, having a year in the books, a 9-3 season, pitching that to the guys who want to come down here, whether they come from different universities or high schools. Kind of what was your talks with them, talking about the culture and just how you guys continue to build that this upcoming season?
Yeah, and it's really everyone in the room. The standard set, kind of the standard of how we work and how we compete and how we play. That's been said. Now we need to raise the standard. And so again, and it's a whole new team, and we want to compete for championships here, and that's kind of the next step. And obviously we're amping up our schedule a little bit as well. So there's still a lot of firsts to accomplish here in history, but we understand it's a new challenge, and it's a new team, and everyone's in the same boat, and we've got to start from scratch and build this team. So looking for guys to come in, and again, I think they also saw the model where, hey, you can come in, you can excel here at this level, and now you can still go to the next level, make some money there as well at the FBS level. So a lot of intriguing things, but really. Again, it's really starting from scratch and trying to build this group, understanding that there's new challenges now in year 2 with new schedule and our conference, and everybody that's talented as conference this is, and the guys that were at the top that reloaded there, as well as everybody else, we're all in the same boat. So it's going to be a new challenge. So every day. It's trying to find the guys to come in and raise the standard in each position as well. So again, we don't want to go recruit the same guys we have. We want to recruit kind of who we feel is kind of maybe better. Have them come in. Hey, they come in, take the job, the team gets better, or they come in, whoever's here doesn't let them take the job, he gets better. Either way, the team gets better, and that's how we improve.
And then talking about it, obviously with the new season, you got maybe a week off during Thanksgiving before you had to get straight back to recruiting. I mean, obviously that's how you build a winning culture. What just made this recruiting process a little bit more different, a little bit more fun for you and the guys in comparison to years past?
The big difference, mainly, we weren't looking for as many guys, and so we weren't trying to sign a class of 70 or 50 or 60 like we did again the past couple of years, and really. It was different too with the move of the transfer portal. So it was really, again, it's been really 7 days a week since the end of the season, and all through the holidays, and then kind of with that late portal window, it's about trying to get them in school here in the spring semester. So it's been a grind, and credit to our coaches. I thought we've done a fabulous job. We hit our needs. Again, there was a sense of urgency, but a patience involved with trying to be up front or be quick and trying to go find these guys in that small window, but at the same time be diligent, do our research, and make sure we're finding the right guys that come in and fit our culture. So a credit to them. Again, we like our class. We think they fit us. They fit our needs, and excited now after seeing a lot of them work these first 3 weeks, and really anticipating some good battles in spring ball.
Coach, I know you said every position is open. Adding Garrett to the line of quarterbacks that y'all have. His time at Oklahoma State, what do you think that'll bring here to UTRGV?
Again, experience, and there's a maturity and really familiarity with offense. He's run the exact same offense, and as far as even terminology, signals. So there's a lot of things, him coming in versus maybe Eddie coming in last year, where he is already in our meetings, in our position meetings, he's already picked everything up and kind of understands it and has been a part of it. But great guy, great humble guy, and told him the story. Eddie, you're going to come in, you're going to start behind these two, and how that unfolds and develops over the next few months will determine who that guy is going to be. But definitely at this level you need more than one. So I like the group, I like the room. They're already working well, gelling together. But really just his maturity, his confidence, but at the same time his humbleness to know he's got to work for everything.
Did these new recruits get a sense of the culture down here at UTRGV, especially with the inaugural season and everything, that players already talk to them and tell them you have no idea what you're waiting for at Jen and Packer Stadium, the community that surrounds us on Saturday nights? Are they excited about it, about what awaits them?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and they can see it, and they've of course there's a lot of stuff, whether it's social media, video, or going back and watching games. But of course our coaches and staff have done a good job of putting some stuff together as well. But yeah, it's a unique environment, and really. From the guys that have been to other places and come here, and they talk about how the support, everything involved from not just game day but out in the communities, year round is so special down here, and it really kept. And we retained a lot of our guys. The only guys that really left, we had the three that had the opportunity to go to the next level, and then we had some others that we tried to help and kind of went to some some D2 levels and give them an opportunity as well. So we're excited about everyone we kept, and guys that had opportunities. We had some guys that had opportunities too, and they chose to stay. And so again, just proud of that, excited, and again, which helped and benefited the fact that we didn't have to go find too many guys.
Talk about that transfer portal too. A lot of guys staying, or you guys getting another chances, like you said, to go play at D2 level, or help them get to a powerful program like that. How has it been like for you and the coaching staff to navigate this transfer portal that's very tricky, I guess, at times to say?
Yeah, I guess and everyone's different. Every program's different, and sometimes mentalities. I mean, for us, then we'll recruit to that, and that is who it is. You look at Tony. Tony's just a great story, and that nobody wanted, and we got him for a half scholarship, and now he's playing in the Big Ten, and so those opportunities are there. I think that piece of the transfer portal gives those guys those opportunities. Even us, we signed a class of 6, and you look at guys across the country. The high school classes are so much smaller, which means there's so many out there that still need opportunities. So just finding a right spot, just getting in somewhere, and then having that opportunity to work and get on the field. But it's been different, and again, there's a lot of guys that got in and didn't find a home, and so there's pieces there, and just sometimes the advice of people that are given to these young men. But again, it's real world stuff, and it's going to keep changing. We got to keep evolving and utilize every resource we can.
So what's the work to be done until spring game?
We got about 3 more weeks left. Again, March 2nd is the first practice, so we got 3 more weeks of off season. We'll start, evolving into spring ball with our skills. We've already been working on some stuff outside as well, but we'll get after it. Spring ball will go 2 weeks there. We'll move that up a week, so we'll get 2 weeks of first scrimmage and before spring break, and then come back and finish up after spring break. And again, just trying to install and really focus on fundamentals and ID who our top guys are coming out of spring.
For me, Coach, I was wondering if you could touch on the 2 receivers the transfer receivers that you added in Alex Green and Jaden Smith from North Texas and Tulsa. Just your thoughts on those 2 guys and what they bring to this program.
Well, that goes back to again our first recruiting class. Those were 2 of the top guys we offered first. In fact, we offered them before we even got to Tony, but they chose to obviously went to the FBS level. So a lot of it was those relationships built. We built those relationships through that recruiting process. They really enjoyed. They really liked everything we had to offer too. But again, we were such an unknown 2 years ago, and they had those opportunities. But when it didn't work out there, they actually called us. They were the first 2 that really called us and put the word back in our ear. And there was no brainers for us. We wanted them from the get-go.
And to see the type of players you're getting from like the Big Ten, ACC, and SEC now, just what does that say about just this program, what you guys were able to do in year 1 to not just put other guys in the FCS on notice, but guys at that FBS level that are looking for a real shot?
Yeah, I mean, just again, the quality of the league too, the Southland, and the quality of the opponents we're playing, but definitely goes into just everything that's been done here foundationally from our administration, the way this place is built. People come in from FBS schools and talk about our facilities. Got a young man in from Montana State, top in the FCS, top of the country in FCS, talking about how our facilities are better than theirs, et cetera. So, just that piece, and then obviously game day environment and the support across the valley and everywhere. So it's been it's got an FBS feel to it, and guys are excited to be a part of it.
Coach, going to the recruiting process after your first year, do you feel that there was any pressure trying to replicate what you did on your first year, or did you try to focus on maybe change something different, or what did you change on looking forward to on transfer and new recruits?
No, it's everything. Again, just identifying our needs. First of all, personnel needs, maybe some certain schematic needs, but then also finding the right guys to fit our culture. But no pressure. And again, we understand that last year was a great year. We talked team meeting early this morning before our workouts. That was last year's team, 25. That was a great team, but this isn't 2025 anymore. We've got to rebuild. Everything's new. Everything's different. And, you can't really compare one season to the last because it's not the same. We don't have the same team. We don't have the same schedule. We don't have the same we're not playing the same people in the same spots. So it's, again, it's going to be a huge challenge. I told someone today, I said, we could literally have a better team than last year and not even win half the games, just because the quality of our schedule and the way college football goes. That's the beauty of this sport, and that's a challenge every year. Is we got to rebuild. We got to start from scratch. We can't just take things for granted because, hey, it happened last year. We've arrived at some certain point. We are starting from scratch and just focusing on off season right now, winning one day at a time, and seeing how good we can be in off season. Then we'll take our focus to spring ball.
Coach, what can you tell me from the local kids that you got a couple from Texas Lutheran, freshmen from San Benito, and the importance of keep on recruiting also locally?
Yeah, a lot of those guys too that had gone off, a year or two ago, and now they've come back home. We have opportunities. So some of those guys, a couple were in school here already, or planning on coming to school here. So it worked out. We had some roster spots open, but definitely excited about Luis from San Benito, a big young, high school senior right now. Came in. I think he's about 6'5", 290 on our visit, but really a good, solid player and great young man, great story. And again, you get guys from San Benito. They're gonna work. They're gonna compete. They know how to win. And so there's still again, if there's that caliber guys down here, we want to keep them at home. So excited about him and excited about some of the other ones that came back to join us.
On the offensive line, Coach, you guys bring back 4 or 5 starters there. I know you guys have a few more pieces. Is that those returners that are coming back? I know you said, hey, there's a bunch of open competition spots at all those spots. How do you handle that there at the offensive line, having 4 or 5 guys coming back, adding those new pieces? What's the message to those new guys coming in as far as having that ability to compete for that spot?
Yeah, always, but definitely you got the guys that are returning starters, and that experience. So anticipating them, coming back and just establishing that leadership and taking ownership there in the offense, and still needed to fill in some gaps because we lost some of the younger guys we left, so we needed some depth one way or the other. We needed some numbers there at O-line, but again, you can't have enough of those guys either. So looking forward to some battles going on. We know we got one spot with one open spot from last year at right guard, but definitely looking for someone to fill in that's new, and then seeing how everything else transitions.
And then I got to ask about obviously when you have a roster full of players who have played high school ball, some of these guys who are looking for new homes and stuff, how much does that help when you have guys who were either former high school teammates or college teammates, or just know some of these guys who are looking for new homes in recruiting and finding a new place, as far as convincing those guys that, hey man, you should give this place a shot, and this is a good place to go home.
Good, a lot of familiarity, and then again, they kind of understand what we're about. That helps them. Our guys let them know, hey, this is what we're going to be about, and the standard set, and those guys have come in and they haven't balked. I mean, we keep raising that bar on the standard every day and in every phase we work. So, but no, and you look at even of course all the high school guys definitely from Texas, and even some of the transfers were Texas high school players. Before they left, even from out of state. So definitely, again, you know what you're getting, guys from Texas, and just understand the brand of football, and you know how they're raised in their programs, and so we always want as many of those Texas high school players as we can get as well.
Talk about the quality of the conference too, with 3 teams making the playoffs last season. How does that help with recruiting guys to a conference that is so competitive that you can say, hey, we have a chance to maybe go compete in the playoffs?
Yeah, really, with 3 going to the playoffs last year, and then still, who knows, being on the verge, and how competitive can this conference be? Can we get 4 into the playoffs? And that'll just continue to hopefully play itself out and continue to grow. But definitely the top 3 guys are, you look at them, they're going to be consistent year in, year out. McNeese, Coach Viator is going to do a good job at McNeese. Nichols is always tough. Nichols kind of reminds me of ourselves, not necessarily on the field, on paper, the most talented, but they're tough. They're well coached. They're going to play their tails off, and that's our first conference game on the road. It's a tough place to play. Incarnate Word, they're always going to find a way to get back up top there. So there's, with Houston Christian, Northwestern, they got new staffs. They're growing as well. So and then with the portal, that's the beauty of this transfer portal, is you don't know what kind of guys anyone's going to get in. So it's going to be a tough, competitive conference. Commerce was probably one of the most athletic teams we saw all year. So anybody can beat anybody in this league. That's what makes it so fun. It makes it so challenging, and that's why we're just working our tails off right now, starting from scratch.